The free $20,000 MLB 10 Runs for Free Cash contest is now live at SBRforum.com. What is the contest? It's simple. Each day in a designated SBR Forum post, you pick one team that you think will score 10 or more runs that day. You qualify to win $100 that day if you are correct. Each day the game continues, you pick another team. And every time your team scores 10 runs, you'll be adding onto your total score. The contest is split into 3 segments, and at the end of each segment, the top scorer split $2,500. And at the conclusion of the contest, there's even more cash up for grabs, in total over $20,000. And I know what you're thinking. You can just pick the Yankees every day and win. No, you can only pick the same team once per week. Check out the link in the description for more info and see you in the SBR Forum for the contest.
Folks, welcome into sportsbookreview.com. It's Wednesday, and it's time to talk some Major League Baseball. Games in action today, games tonight. We are rested and ready, if you would like to say that. I'm Donnie Wrightside, along with Jason Radowitz and Kyle Proviance. We have the sportsbookreview.com Major League Baseball team. Let me just say this. Yeah, I woke up. Sun came up. I spent my money last night. I already spending it. 3 runs in the first inning by the Astros. 4 runs by the top of the third with a man on second base and nobody out. 1 for 11, runners in scoring position. Are you kidding me? That's how I feel today, Jason.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling today. Actually, I'm on the Tigers over. Okay, good. We got a double with 2 outs here in the 5th.
Yeah,
but I'm on the
angry
over
Jason.
1.5 in the first 5 innings, and the Tigers gave that out on Twitter. So if you're not following me, go follow all of us on Twitter because we'll give out plays before the show if there are any. But yeah, we just got a double from Hill. Still need 2 runs with just 1 out, but 1 home run, a boop and a blast, as we say, we got the job done. So cross my fingers we can get a home run from Scope here, or Scope wants to get a base hit and Grossman wants to do some damage. Let's see if we can get something here because I'm in a bad mood right now. So
yes, and also yesterday I had a odds boost, which was going to play plus 250. And if I were to tell you, Kyle, before the game, hey, look, you're going to get an odds boost with the best hitter possibly in this team's lineup. By the way, hey, Donnie, they scored 11 runs in that game. He doesn't even get a base hit. Talking to you, Xander Bogaerts. That's how my night went, Kyle. How about that?
I'll tell you what, we talked about Creed a lot yesterday, and I was listening to some Creed last night, but it wasn't Take Me Higher or My Sacrifice. It was 6 feet from the damn edge. You stupid Tampa Bay Rays giving up 6 strikeouts to Ranger Suarez. They win, they score 3 runs. Good Lord. We did get the Nationals, so that was good, but I've been blessed. This has been the best baseball year of my life. This has been a great baseball year. There haven't been a lot of bad days. We might be going from angry Jason to super juiced up Jason. Those traps are going to start really showing on camera here if they get one more run here. He's going to be pretty happy. So a little frustrated. The last couple days have frustrated me for sure. I don't think today's card's the greatest in the world. There's a lot of good teams who are underdogs today. You have teams like the Giants, the Reds, the White Sox, the Padres, the Rays. These are good, solid baseball teams in the playoff hunt or going to make the playoffs who are underdogs today. So an interesting card, some interesting spots. Got a couple plays today. Let's see what happens. And I actually took a strikeout over prop for once.
Whoa.
Just to show my disdain for those disgusting Tampa Bay Rays.
Whoa. Yesterday I had a big chat box. Audience participation. Should have given out some trophies yesterday. It was wonderful stuff. Already over 130 people watching as we just go live today. Thank you guys for the support out there. You saw Lee Martin talk about the Major League Baseball contest here at sportsbookreview.com. Still going on right through September. Cash in on those winning. And also, yes, Saturday. Yes, people, Saturday, there is live football in NCAA action. Get in the Pick 6 contest, $1,600 a week, $50,000 for the season up for grabs. As we like to say, if you like NFL, awesome. If you like college football, great. If you like them both, even better. Split them up, 3-3, 4-2, 5-1, 6-0, however you want to go. Get those picks in and win that money up for grabs here in the fall. We'll have some fun watching that all the way through, keeping guys updated on a couple things. Also, take in mind, 3 games this afternoon already underway. The Cardinals 2-1 over the Detroit Tigers, 0-0 Kansas City and the Astros, and I'm hoping for the Astros as they're getting a shutout loss today. Colorado Rockies and also the Chicago Cubs underway. That game is 0-0. Jason, hey, we'll watch it live right now. Man on first, 1-0 count here to Detroit at the plate. It's Grossman. It's the 3-hole hitter. It's not the pitcher. What do we need and what are we cheering on right now?
Yeah, so again, I'm on the over 1.5 in the first five on the team total for the Tigers. They got 7 hits through this going through 5 innings now, and also 2 walks. So that's 9 base runners so far. They got one more out to play with. So just needed 2 runs. If you told me that they would have had 9 base runners in without before the 5th inning finished, I would think that you'd be able to get those 2 runs. But looking at this lineup, the reason why I took this was the Tigers. That lineup 28.9% line drive percentage against lefties in their last 30 days. As we get ball 3 here for Grossman, one more ball would get a guy in scoring position.
Scoring position. Don't swing, Jake.
I told you the 5th inning's magic. I told him before the show
right now.
Yeah.
Do you want him to swing
that's
3-0
fine.
right now?
They already swung 3-0 once and got a double down the line. So if he wants to do that, I think Scope can get home if they get the ball down the line.
I hate 3-0
Here comes the pitch. He does swing, and he completely misses it. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. At least it's not a ground out.
Lester was allowing 30.2% line drive to righties. And again, I told you the Tigers, they're getting about 30% line drives against lefties. So it was a great matchup between both these, this lineup and the pitcher here is Lester. So figure we get a lot of line drives. We have gotten a lot of line drives. As we get a ground ball, just foul, missed a double down the line here. No, it's a 3-2 count. But
he's gonna be all stressed out now. It's way too early for me. I'm West Coast time. I don't need you stressing me out like this. Good Lord. Now I'm freaking out. Let's go. 5th inning magic. It's gonna happen.
We can't move on until this is a big inning right here. We are not moving on until this is moving forward. So
I completely agree.
The key here is you just want a chance at it, right? Just even if he walks here, a runner in scoring position with 2 outs to get 1 run in the middle of the lineup. That's all you can ask for a chance. Specifically when you start the inning with 2 outs and nobody on. All right. See how this bad boy plays out here.
5th inning magic.
No, nothing there. So we got the L. That's my first. The 12th of the month. So, I mean, look. So you can't get mad over these types of losses. These are ones that you should have won on paper, and so you don't change any of your approach. You just go out and do it again tomorrow, and that's what we'll do. So
as Jason just said, he moves to 0-12 on the month. Maybe a bit better for him.
Jason Radowitz has not won since April 26th. It's a brutal stretch. It's a brutal stretch
since opening day of the Major League Baseball show. This is last W here on the show.
It's going to turn around. It's going to turn around.
It will. There's some good games on the card tonight, Kyle. What are we looking at? Anything early today? Because outside of just rage betting against the Houston Astros today, wasn't really feeling too much during the afternoon action games. Colorado, and again, keep in mind the Rockies and the Cubs are a doubleheader, so obviously we don't really dig on those too much. But any thoughts here? Live lines here. Houston minus 310 as a favorite. The Cardinals minus 310 as a favorite here at the FanDuel Sportsbook.
Yeah, it's a little tough. This is where you sort of want to live bet the team totals and look at those bad bullpens. Like you might get a gift here later in this game if Houston continues to struggle scoring runs. Then you start getting some of these Royals who have absolutely nothing to play for. It's surprising they got through 2 innings with Mike Minor on the mound without giving up any runs. You start getting some depressed totals on the Astros and even on the Cardinals. Like right now they're at 2, but we know what happens when Skubal comes out. You get one of the worst bullpens in baseball. Of course, the Colorado, Chicago, they're doubleheaders. I just want nothing to do with either of those teams right now. How dare the Rockies win a 5 innings on the road? That just really pissed me off to start the week off. So they're all doing their best to screw me. I have some trust issues today, so I stay away from those doubleheaders. But I would look at live totals here for St. Louis and Houston as the games progress. You're going to start to see arms who, these are not the elite of the elite in terms of bullpen arms here, and you can get some depressed totals and get some runs later on in the game.
Absolutely. 87,600 subscribers here. We are screaming towards September and football season. Let's get those subscribers up. We had a lot more people yesterday. Some nice comments here. A lot of people contact me on DMs. The goal of the show is to share information, have some fun, blow off some steam, and possibly win some money. And I think we've done a very good job throughout Major League Baseball season. And correct. Hey, look, just because football's starting, we ain't going anywhere. Like, we're going to be here till late. Probably what? When's the World Series end? November these days? We're going to be doing baseball damn near all the way through football season. So we have when you think about it, say, hey, wait a second now, man. Football's coming to an end. People, we're going to be here riding deep. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please feel free to do so. Turn that notification bell and we go live, talk some Major League Baseball, just like we're doing here on a Wednesday. We got you covered. Let's head out to the city of brotherly love and get after this Major League Baseball card. Yarborough on the mound versus Wheeler. This is a massive favorite towards the Philadelphia Phillies. Not in the line itself, but just looking at pitcher versus pitcher and how these two are doing. A -135 all short for the Phillies, -144 here in New Jersey at FanDuel, 8.5s across the board as a total. Looking at this game, and if you just match up starting pitcher for starting pitcher, obviously I just said the Phillies have the advantage here. Yarbrough is a lefty. The Phillies have lined up very well over the past 30 days versus lefties. They should hit, but here's the crux of the argument, which I talked about yesterday. Once you get good starting pitching like you had from both sides from Tampa Bay and the Philadelphia Phillies, when you hand it over to the bullpen, it is a monster advantage for the Tampa Bay Rays, who just peeled off strikeout after strikeout after strikeout once their starter left the game. And, of course, the Philadelphia Phillies and Archie Bradley gave it up, the big boomstick at the plate with a key double in that game. Winner by Tampa Bay. I don't know how this game is going to play out, but the one thing I do know, Jason, I don't want is a full game for the Phillies team total. So coming up in just a little bit here, I'm digging on a first 5-inning team total here on the Phillies that I'll explain later. But your thoughts here on this game between the Phillies and the Tampa Bay Rays?
Yeah, look, I agree. And Yarbrough actually has had 8 games this season where he's allowed 5 or more runs. Literally 5 or more runs 8 times this season. This is a guy that's really inconsistent, really has some great games, some really bad games. And look at this Phillies lineup against lefties. It's a small sample size, and they crapped on me the last time I took them against the lefty, but still love them against lefties. Segura, Realmuto, Harper, Hoskins, McCutchen, all have done extreme work against lefties. They're all really, you have Segura, Harper, McCutchen really not striking out very much. Segura, Realmuto, Harper, all walking at a high rate. The ISO power numbers are ridiculous for all those guys in the order. And when you can stack all of them from 1 through 5, that's really good news if you're the Phillies. So Yarbrough lately, 5.88 xFIP in his last 30 days, striking out 18.6% of batters, and really struggling against righties. So guys like Segura, Realmuto, Hoskins, McCutchen, and even Tereus Williams, and if Galvis is in the lineup, he'll also be a righty. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be a ton of righties in the lineup outside of Harper, and Harper, a guy that does really well against lefties anyway when it comes to power with an ISO of 300, strikes out really 12.5%. Walks 16.7%. So lots to like in this Phillies lineup. I agree with Donnie here in the first 5. You take them at 2 or 2.5 in the first 5 with that plus money. Either direction you go, I think that's the way to go for this Phillies game.
Yeah, taking a look here just at the second half numbers as you try to analyze, what makes a lot of sense and what doesn't make sense. It's pretty clear to me, obviously, Zach Wheeler, the better pitcher, as I keep saying, over what you're going to get out of Yarbrough. And, taking a look at the lineups and how they, match up per se. What's Yarbrough here in the second half? Let me just get a quick number here. 121 xFIP minus number, a 5.53 ERA, a 5.15 xFIP, and a 4.64 Sierra. It doesn't line up all that well. And then when you roll up to Zach Wheeler in the second half of the season, an xFIP minus of 73 and an xFIP of 3.07. So, I mean, everything looks like in their direction. But as I said yesterday, if you tell me Ranger Suarez is going to go and give up 1 run over 6 innings, hey, the Phillies probably win this game. No, they don't, because they're so enigmatic on offense here. But I do think they match up well, at least with the starting pitcher Yarbrough. But the question, as always, with Tampa Bay is, how long is the kid going anyway, Kyle?
Yeah, exactly. And maybe 5 innings, and that's kind of what I expect. And I do think both pitchers profile nicely against the opposing lineup. I like the under 4.5 in the first 5 innings. For those of you wondering, I did take the Tampa Bay Rays are the second highest strikeout team in baseball. They looked absolutely pathetic yesterday against Ranger Suarez. Something really bad has happened, by the way. I won't be in the chat box anymore. For some reason, I can't type with my keyboard. It keeps. I think I clicked something.
You got banned. That's code for you got banned.
I can't scroll properly on my other stuff either. It wants to zoom in and zoom out. I don't know. I'll have to ask Jason how to fix that later. I have no idea what the hell I did, but something really bad has happened.
Glasses? You're going to ask him?
Because he knows. I know that he knows that damn thing. I know. I'd ask my son, but he's a teenager. He's still asleep. So I got to have something. I did something to this damn thing. Everything's messed up over here. Oh. But I kind of like the under here. I think both pitchers profile nicely. Tampa Bay strikes out a ton. They gave up 6 strikeouts to Ranger Suarez yesterday. Right now you have Zach Wheeler over 7.5 at -135, -145 over at BetMGM. Last time he pitched against Tampa Bay, he struck him out 14 times. I don't expect a lot of runs here. I lean the under. Don't like much of this game in terms of who is going to win, lose. You could very easily see a 1-1. Or no, we want what do we want? 2-2? Is that what we want? You want over 2 in these 5 innings here? I don't want to poop all over Donnie's Phillies in his
don't give me a 1-0 at the end of 5.
But it won't shock me if this game's like 1-1, after 5 innings. Really, really, yeah, I did something to my keys. I did something to the keys. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but I can't do shit with my computer. But no, I do like the under 4.5 in the first 5 innings. A little tough to pick a side here. Both pitchers should profile well. I certainly favor Wheeler over Yarbrough, obviously. And he does profile better. A 3-year weighted OPS of 613 compared to Yarbrough. It's at 712. In his last 3 starts against the Phillies, he has been rocked a couple of those times. 2 of those games, 22 fantasy points or under. Slight lean to the Phillies here. I don't mind that bet in the first 5 innings for them. Let me see the updated number on that just so I can be accurate. Look at Interleague here. It's going really well. Minus 0.5 in the first 5 is minus 120 for the Phillies. If you want to protect yourself from the and give yourself the chance at a push, get a minus 160 on the money line as well. I do think Wheeler's a bit better. Lean Phillies, but overall take the under 4.5 in the first 5.
Yeah, taking a look at these games, too. I mean, like if you're taking the Phillies tonight, the point of taking them full game is what? Zach Wheeler's going 8 2/3 innings and leaving 1 out for 6 different people to try to close it out for the Phillies in a 7-1 ball game. Well, I would just take that first 5 innings. And hey, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But just I can't imagine saying, okay, Zach Wheeler's out of the game. We're up 3-2. You know you're losing the game. It's a wrap. You lost. Just exit out of your bet, see if you can cash it out, and that's the end of the story. So we'll see how that one plays out in Philly. Should be a very good game here, but I do think the Phillies have the advantage with the starting pitching here. Keep moving down the list as we go. Another playoff-type atmosphere, as we like to say. Chicago and Toronto. Unders again. Are we looking at 8.5s across the board? Slight favorite here towards Toronto and Robbie Ray. Minus 117 offshore. Minus 120 here in New Jersey at FanDuel. 125 at DraftKings. So you're getting pretty much a cheap price and a coin flip here per se. Leaning in either direction, Jason, on this game between the White Sox and the Jays. What do you got?
Yeah, this one is really tough. I guess the better lineup would be the White Sox right now against lefties, and they're going to have probably an entire lineup of right-handed bats. So, I mean, that's a plus for the White Sox. Anderson, he's been destroying lefties. You also have Robert Abreu, Vaughn, who's been, lights out against lefties as well. So Ray does give up some home runs at times, and well, Giolito hasn't really, been that great either at times as well. But I think I would side more with the White Sox here. Their offense looks a little bit better against lefties, and that's the direction I would go.
Yeah, if we take a look at both sides here, second half of the season, Robbie Ray's got a 91 xFIP minus and an ERA of 2.0. If we take it down to Giolito, not too far behind, a 94 xFIP minus and a 2.86. Like, when we're taking a look at these games, even the Phillies are trying to make the playoffs, right? Tampa Bay's trying to make the playoffs still theoretically. These games tend to be unders because every single at bat means something. You're expending your bullpen here. It's not like, hey, let's save it for tomorrow. This guy's not available tonight. No, you're in the thick of a playoff race. Everybody who's eligible to pitch is coming in, and sometimes there's an effect on that. Taking a look at this game today between the White Sox and the Blue Jays. Yeah, do we like their lineups? Of course we do. But there's some decent pitchers on the mound, and particularly a very good bullpen, at least a back end on one end for the Chicago White Sox, Kyle.
I'm very grateful for you saying the teams again here at the end before you brought it to me, because I'm like, okay, I'll try these little button thingies here that work. Nothing works. What the hell happened? How did technology get so far ahead of me? I don't know what the hell happened. Look, for me, these are 2 good teams. These are 2 solid pitchers. Robbie Ray has been really, really solid recently. I will say the White Sox have had some success against him. And anytime you're getting a team with the pedigree of the White Sox as an underdog, it's hard not to lean that way, right? Could either team win? Absolutely. But we're talking about probably the best team in the American League in the White Sox. Them, maybe the Astros, if, depending on how you weigh in the recent struggles of the Astros. But, I mean, you're getting them plus 105 on the money line in the first 5. Do I think Robbie Ray profiles just slightly better? No. We're talking White Sox versus lefties. Looking at Giolito, it's a 652 weighted 3-year OPS, 52 30 his last 2 starts. It's a tough one, but for me, when I'm getting a plus number on a team of the pedigree of the White Sox, especially against a left-handed pitcher, I'm in on it. When you look at some of those hitters, they've got some advantages here. So guys like Abreu, 3 of 10. Abreu was 0 of 3. That was yesterday, 3 of 10. But we've got advantages here: 32, 71, 5, 45, 71, and 25%. I like the White Sox lineup just a little bit more off of Ray than I do the Blue Jays against Giolito. Not enough to take a side, but if I was going to bet it, for me, it would be that plus money on a team with the pedigree of the White Sox.
And I know you guys like these 0.0s that we like to bring up here. And the reason why I'm bringing up here 9/11, 9/12 tonight on the West Coast, the only late night game center stage, the Dodgers and the Padres. That 0.0 is what? The chances the Padres have it actually making the playoffs this year. Minus 137 offshore turns into minus 141 as a favorite towards Walker Buehler. Like, you look at this game, doesn't matter who the Dodgers in. Every night they put an all-star lineup together. They're throwing Walker Buehler, who in the second half of the season has, a 1.50 ERA. Blake Snell trying to work his way through some things, but certainly not the same pitcher that we saw, over the past couple of years in Tampa. The number just looks. I know that the Padres are talented, right? And if Snell snaps back, they have a chance and they're at home. But when I look at this game overall and I look at the two teams and what directions they're heading, how in my right mind could I say that I'm going to pass up a minus 140 basically on the Dodgers? Like, you know what? Tonight's the Padres' night. It can't be. It doesn't seem like it's the Padres' night any night at this point here for me, Jason.
Yeah. So look, on 418, Snell faced the Dodgers, allowed 2 runs in 5 innings. On 424, 5.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. You go to 622, 5 innings, 0 earned runs. And those were Snell's starts against the Dodgers so far this season. So he's had some success against them, and that's probably why the line is so short, because Snell has had success. Now, Snell, he's been a little bit better recently, just allowed 6 earned runs in his last 22 innings pitched. So it looks like that July he's had some games where he's allowed 7 earned runs, but really in August, a 2.45 ERA, it's a lot better. And these guys going to need to step up for this pitching or this rotation for the Padres. Yeah, you look at the Dodgers lineup, Turner, Pujols, these guys, they've hit lefties really well. And Snell, really, he's struggled against righties, right? 347 weighted OBA, ISO of 182. So, but yeah, the Dodgers should have some success, but don't be surprised if they end up with 2 runs through 5 innings, and then maybe with the lead of 2-1, because also Buehler on the mound, who, like Donnie pointed out, has been one of the best pitchers in baseball, and could definitely win the Cy Young this year for the way he's pitched as well. For him, ISO power numbers, lefties and righties are really low. Weighted OBA also low from both sides against lefties. 74 plate appearances, 60 to righties. So he's done really great job, and only Tatis and Cronenworth have really done well against righties. Maybe Hosmer a little bit, but he's so inconsistent throughout the last couple of years. I'm not going to add him in. So yeah, it's probably a 2-1 game through 5. So maybe the under in the first 5. But don't be surprised if Snell has a good game today.
No, yeah, and the pedigree is there, and it's a pitcher's ballpark, as we know. It should be a playoff atmosphere. It doesn't have to be a blowout in this situation, but it's just hard for me to trust the San Diego Padres when maybe they already see it as well. Like, hey guys, man, get your plans ready for Vegas, the Bahamas, Curacao, Turks and Caicos, because after September 10th, we will be on a permanent vacation. We'll see how it plays out, see if they can at least hang around until they even get to the tough part of the schedule. That'll be interesting to watch it play out. Value menu wagers today on the card. I do have 2 of them today, and I guess Jason's not going to like this one too much because I'm heading back up to Citi Field, and I'm going to use that punching bag team like we call the Mets. In the second half of the season, from the numbers I like to look at, 24 pitchers rated today. Taijuan Walker is dead last at number 24, a 7.49 ERA in the second half, a 5.65 xFIP number, a 5.36 SIERA, and an xFIP minus of 135. I don't need a lot of runs again tonight. I told you yesterday, I thought they had a good chance of both sides to actually get their 3.5 team totals. Well, one team did the job. The other one didn't even show up. So I'm going to go right back to the well here. The San Francisco Giants team total 3.5, minus 140 at BetMGM off Taijuan Walker. No reason for me to believe, once again, hot and muggy conditions. They don't need 8 runs again. They just need to score 4 times. I think they'll do that. I'll take that one as my first end of my value play. The second one, at PointsBet here in New Jersey, I am going to take a first 5 team total over. That is with the Philadelphia Phillies. It's 2 at minus 136. I don't want the Phillies full game. I don't want the Phillies against that bullpen. Just give me them straight up against Yarborough. If they get 2 runs early over the first, 2 to 3 innings, at least I can free roll over the next 2 innings to try to tack on that 3rd run. But if the Philadelphia Phillies don't score more than 2 runs off of Yarborough, it's a wrap. They ain't winning the game anyway here. I don't care what Zach Wheeler does on the mound. Jason, your value on the card today, where's it at?
Yeah, so I'm with you on that Phillies. I like the Phillies over 2.5 in the first 5 and the team total at plus 110. So going to get a little bit risky here with that plus money number. But just like Donnie says, I love the Phillies lineup against lefties, and being able to stack the top 5 guys in the lineup who have done really well against lefties. That should be able to start the merry-go-round and score some runs that way. We've seen a lot of times where there's going to be runners that are going to be left on base because, in between two guys that are studs, there's one really bad hitter. Well, the Phillies, if they're going to stack 5 hitters that have been really consistent against lefties in the last 30 days. And so that really helps me go with that 2.5 number there. But also, of course, I love that too. And if it was an official play, I would go with that 2 instead of 2.5. But because I go with value, I'll go with the plus 110 there. Then, of course, how do we not fade the Orioles here? The bullpen game for the Orioles, I know Ellis on the mound actually hasn't been that bad recently, but it's a bullpen game for the Orioles. Just pull up his numbers here quickly if we can find it. Get it? Okay, so Ellis, 2.43 xFIP, striking out 43.8% of batters, but that's just 16 plate appearances. So not much to go off Ellis in the last 30 days. Who knows how long he'll be able to go, but we just watched the Orioles bullpen yesterday. 19 hits for the Angels. They scored 14 runs in the game. All you need, I got the over 2.5 in the first 5 innings at minus 125. So all you need is 3 runs in the first 5 innings from the Angels. With Ohtani on the mound, of course, he'll be hitting in those first 5 innings as well. And should be able to get the job done, get 3 runs against the Orioles, who are now about to make history with 20 straight losses when they do that today. So we're going to go with that play as well.
I think they're on the way to 30 losses at this point. Kyle, what are you taking a look at here for your value on the card today, brother?
I'm going to go to those Cleveland Indians against Texas here. They did a pitching change. They got the dynamic Spencer Howard out for, what is it, Jake Latz, I think is the guy's name, something like that. Someone I've absolutely never heard of. Look, I'm not the biggest Zach Plesac fan, but he has been very good against Texas. He profiles beautifully. The weighted 3-year OPS against this lineup is the 4th lowest on the card at 632. His last 2 starts against Texas, 46 and 43 fantasy points. You're getting the Indians minus 0.5 in the first 5 at minus 135. Throw that on the value menu. I think they can score some runs early, and Plesac should be able to shut down this lineup. In that same vein, I like a lot of these Cleveland hitters. I think Jose Ramirez home run prop, absolutely live. Franmil Ramirez, good play. Ahmad Rosario profiles well. Even Oscar Mercado, who I don't like to play very often, but he's always a cheap option, 2,200 on DraftKings. Those are options here. I like Cleveland. I think they can score some runs early. Please actually be able to get through the lineup. I'll take the Indians, minus 0.5 in the first 5 at minus 135 on the value menu.
All right, odds boosted here yesterday. I feel like I was robbed. Man. I was robbed because Xander Bogaerts went 0 for 5 in a game where the Boston Red Sox actually scored 11 runs. But I'm going right back to it. I like these bets here at Fox Bet. I'm up plus money when doing these parlays. And again, if you don't have Fox Bet or the ability to do it, you can still parlay these at DraftKings, FanDuel, whoever you want to as a, single bet on each one of those players. Probably comes out to roughly the same price that I'm going to get as well. Ohtani, Harper, and Vladdy Jr. to get at least a base hit a piece or more. That's up from plus 180 to plus 250. That's going to be my odds boost today. Don't let me down on these one, guys. I mean, don't reach out where 2 guys have 3 hits in this game. 1 guy goes 0 for 5. Don't do that to me. I got 3 superstars. I need 1 hit apiece. I'm getting that tonight for the plus 250, Jason. And once again, that is at Fox Bet. Where are we looking today for an odds boost from your perspective?
DraftKings has Shohei Ohtani to record 6 or more strikeouts and also hit a home run, boosted from 375 to plus 500. Ohtani, he's been terrific all season long with pitching, obviously a high strikeout rate, and his ERA is really low. He'll go up against this Orioles lineup that has, they produced against the Angels bullpen yesterday and against Bundy a little bit, but against Ohtani, it's a little bit different story. And then Ohtani getting to go up against the Orioles bullpen, he has a good chance at hitting a home run. Obviously, one of the leaders when it comes to home runs on the season in the MLB. Chance to do that again here at plus 500. So we'll roll with that on DraftKings. Why not?
There you go. Kyle, what do we got today? Odds boost. Let's get on board here. What do we have tonight?
Oh, God, this computer is doing weird stuff opening. I don't know what the hell I did.
Too much porn for Kyle.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm getting kind of old. That stuff's kind of boring now. I need weirder shit. And that's a whole different show. But so, hey, that was 10-1, that Ohtani prop last week. Remember we got that. So I'm going back to the DraftKings book as well, unfortunately. And we talked about how Tampa Bay struggles with strikeouts. The second most strikeouts in baseball. Only the Chicago Cubs have struck out more as a team than the Tampa Bay Rays. If you're going to give up 6 strikeouts to Ranger Suarez, what will Zach Wheeler do? We already talked about the over 7.5 strikeouts at minus 155. The last time Zach Wheeler pitched against Tampa Bay, struck out 14 batters. Tonight, you get it boosted from plus 280 to plus 350 to record 10 plus. So think about it. If you take the over 7.5 at minus 155, that hits. You need 2 more strikeouts to get a plus 350 number. Love that Zach Wheeler strikeout prop. The Rays struggle with strikeouts. I think they get there tonight. Zach Wheeler over 10 or more, so we can get right to 10 and it's fine. Boosted to 350.
Yep, going to need that dude to roll 7 innings out here tonight to save the Phillies' playoff chances, whatever is left of those playoff chances. But let's talk about some best bets on the Major League Baseball board today. There wasn't a lot. There's a decent card out here today, but it seemed like to me, from my perspective, the team totals, the batters didn't line up with the pitchers, and the pitchers didn't line up with the batters. But the ones that I did like, obviously the value play on the Giants, 3.5, I think that's a very strong one. The Phillies' first 5 team total over 2, I think that's decent as well. But enough for a best bet and banker. It just didn't line up for me today. And quite frankly, looking at the card tomorrow, it's a shame that there's a 1 o'clock game with Aiken on the mound for Baltimore, because I think we probably would all have been involved in that game if it was a little bit later in the day and said, hey, let's try to check these out. But tomorrow's card doesn't look all that fantastic. Maybe something will pop up. But certainly for today, I'm not going to press my luck. Took a bad loss last night. I'm not just going to go out here and chase something. It's like, hey, this game looks decent. Let's get after it. I got some things in play I'm going to root on. I think I'm going to win money on, but nothing that I want to be like, let's press the go button and get after it, Jason. What are you looking at today? Any other best bets and bankers after that original game here for the Detroit Tigers?
Nope. All I had was the Tigers today as the best bet. And like Donnie, we're not going to go tonight and try to find another game to chase that loss and then get 2 losses. And like I said yesterday on Twitter, I didn't lose a bet since August 12th. I was 7-0 through I think 12 days or whatever. And so you just gotta be you gotta be selective, gotta be smart. And when you lose a bet like this bad, where you had 9 base runners, 7 hits, 2 walks, a couple of ground ball double plays, a nice Arenado play that saved a run, and all that kind of stuff. And you should have won that game, and it is what it is. And so you move on, and we'll be back with the play tomorrow. So nothing from me later today.
All right, Kyle, what do we got tonight? By the way, welcome back, Freddie Galvis, to the Philadelphia Phillies lineup today. Ooh, that should be interesting, Kyle. What do you got tonight? Best bets and bankers.
That's good for a strikeout or 2. Okay, so let's jump. So I wasn't gonna have a play of the day. Not a lot stood out to me, and then as I looked further, I'm gonna go back to the Washington Nationals today. I'm gonna take that team total over 3.5 minus 135. Look, you got a kid making his major league debut. And I found out before the show, asking Jason's beautiful mind who the hell this guy even is, because of course I don't know why the hell would I know a AAA-er? And for the Miami Marlins, I have just a bit more than that. Jason gives me all the good information. He's got it in front of him. We've seen it. He's a highly touted prospect. We've seen this with plenty of guys. You can look right there in Toronto, a guy like Alek Manoah, was great in AAA, highly touted, has been pretty solid for Toronto since he's joined. But his debut, what the hell happened? Smashed. James Caprillion, his debut, smashed. When these kids come up and make their debut, it's a whole different level. I think that the number is too low for the Nationals, over 3.5. We have advantages here if you just sort of look at how the lineup does against right-handed pitching. Obviously, there's no major league numbers to go off of for Cabrera here, but we got 4, 5, 6 of the 8 hitters with advantages tonight. I do think the Juan Soto home run prop is live. I think he welcomes him to Major League Baseball, Bale, Garcia, etc. And if you're looking for a discount bat in DFS, this Lane Thomas kid for Washington is really getting on base. He's playing well. He's not hitting home runs, but he's getting base hits, driving in runs, drawing walks, etc. Double-digit fantasy points now in 6 straight games. I like Washington tonight. I think they get over 3.5 against the debut in Cabrera. And then once he goes out again, you get that Miami Marlins bullpen, who is no good either. Play the day, Nationals, team total over 3.5, minus 135.
So what are we saying here? Cabrera comes up under the Jeter regime. It's like, hey, yeah, he's a good prospect. Oh, Derek Jeter's watching him? Yeah, good luck with that one. Probably going to have 15 runs combined in that baseball game as we turn out. Let's keep it moving here and start the odds lightning round all the way down the list. Let's see if we can pick off some of these games that have some added value here. The next game technically up on the list for us is Colorado and Chicago, but that is the second half of a doubleheader. We'll skip that one. We don't have a pitching matchup here, Jason, but I still want to look at this one here. It's 8.5s to 9s across the board, depending on where you're shopping at. The 8.5 is off the shore pinnacle, 9s mostly here in New Jersey and in the legal sportsbook. Gilbert, it looks like it's probably going to be in this game, Gilbert versus Keller, which is 2 pitchers at this time. But at the same time, I say 2 pitchers. You still need batters that are going to be able to do some damage in a true pitcher's ballpark, a game that we probably should not be watching or betting. But your thoughts on this game, Jason, between these 2 lower level clubs?
Yeah, well, of course, Gilbert, 5.20 xFIP, striking out 18.2% of batters, walking 9.1% of batters. He's been pretty bad against righties too as a left-handed pitcher. 338 weighted OBA, ISO of 206. So yeah, he hasn't been great. There's some guys in the lineup that can do damage from the right-handed side. I think Pittsburgh probably will have at least six righties in the lineup to go up against Gilbert. And then for Pittsburgh, we don't know who that pitcher is going to be. It could be like Donnie said, could be Keller. Could also be Bryce Wilson. I've seen a little bit around as well. So, I mean, yeah, either pitcher you get, it's not really good news for the Pirates. Rojas, Van Meter, Varsho, those are the three guys we always talk about as lefties against righties that can do a lot of damage. This is also a team that they don't really hit ground balls that often either. The line drive rate also kind of high against righties. So, yeah, I think the Diamondbacks are probably the play in this one. I think if they can get the ball in play, and they strike out a ton, right? 26.3% of the time. But they go up against Wilson, 13.2% strikeout rate, and I'm sure Keller is no better. Looking at his stuff, 17%. So if the Diamondbacks don't strike out, the ball should be in play, should be some line drives, and that should result in 2 runs. Unless you're the Tigers, of course, you hit 7 hits, get 2 walks through 5 innings, and only score 1 run. But usually, if you hit those line drives, you're going to get some runs, and that should probably be the case for the Diamondbacks here.
Lower scoring games out here, 2-1 here, St. Louis and Detroit in the 6th inning. The top of the 4th inning, somebody ought to test Salvador Perez because he hits his 34th home run of the year. Yep. And then 2-1 here, Colorado takes the lead over the Chicago Cubs. Keep moving down the list, Ohtani and Ellis. Yeah, just send Ellis out here for Baltimore. That'll do the trick. 9.5s to 9s across the board. Shohei Ohtani, the MVP of the American League, minus 230 at FanDuel, minus 198. I guess it's past the point where you say, like, hey, let's just, fade a team going against Baltimore. Eventually, they're going to win. They are a horrendous ball club here, Kyle. Any looks here quickly on this game?
This one's tough. Look, of course you're fading Baltimore, but are you really going to lay that number on a team like the Angels, right? I mean, it's even minus 0.5 in the first 5 is minus 155 for Christ's sake. So there's not a lot of value there. I suppose if you want to take a shot on that Angels team total, which I'm trying to find here, it's at 5.5. Yeah, for me, this is a complete stay away game. Eventually, the losing streak's going to end, right? It is. And you don't want to be that guy going, of course it ends against the Angels, who are not a very good team either, right? So for me, staying away, and I do apologize for the chat box. I'm trying to do different shit to get it to work. It's weird. Like every time I try to scroll down with the little wheel here, it tries to zoom in and zoom out. If I type a button in, a new screen pops up. I don't know what the hell I did, so I apologize that I can't chat in the chat box with you guys, but I am reading it, and I would stay away from this game. Of course, it's the Angels. That's the way you want to lean. You want to find value.
Take the over.
Yeah, I mean, just take the over. If you want that Angels bullpen is bad too, how much are they going to pitch Ohtani? Minus 0.5 in the first 5, still minus 155 for the Angels. So it's hard to find some value there. The best value is their team total. Do you trust them to get to 6 runs? That's the question. It's at minus 105. Would be my 1B option after the first 5 innings. Tough to bet this one. Tough to bet the Orioles, and tough to lay that big of a price on a team like the Angels.
Yeah, I guess it's to the point also where Baltimore is so bad that even the team that's beating them, like, look, guys, we can't lose to this team losing 20 in a row. So it's almost like added incentive to keep on beating the hell out of the Orioles. And I think there is a legitimate chance they run this up to 30 games in a row. Think about that. An entire month of a baseball season, they didn't pick up a single victory. Unbelievable. Relegation, anybody in Major League Baseball? Yeah, I think it needs to happen here. Let's keep moving down the list. Washington, Miami, Kyle just talked about that there with a play of the day to take a look at a few things. San Francisco and New York. I'm going to get to this game with you, Jason. Cueto and Walker on the mound. When you're talking about teams you can't trust, it's the New York Mets. And as Kyle would probably bring a smile to his face, you bring Lindor back in the lineup. No shit, right? They got shut out again. What gives, Jason?
Bingo.
It's true.
Makes me so happy. It really
hey, look, I always talk about this, and if you want to win in Major League Baseball, you need to hit home runs. The Giants, they lead the league in home runs.
Yeah.
Had a ton against the Mets last night, and there's no secret to why they're in first place in their division and have as many wins as they have. They hit home runs, and the Mets simply don't. right? Pete Alonso is the only guy that hits home runs on the team. The next best guy is Jonathan Villar, right? And he has like 14, and he was supposed to be a bench player for the Mets when he first came to the Mets. So that tells you everything you need to know about the Mets and the Giants when it comes down to it. The Giants hit home runs, the Mets don't. How do you win games? By hitting home runs. Every team that's in the top of their standings, they're hitting home runs. So, yeah, the Mets, if you look at their lineup, Pete Alonso, 257 ISO, Conforto, 190 ISO. The rest of the team, their ISOs are extremely low, and they have no extra base potential at all. 118 ISO, 296 weighted OBA, striking out 24.1% of the time. And they're facing against a guy like Johnny Cueto, who's really, not that great, pretty bad against righties with a 383 weighted OBA. But the one thing that he does well, Cueto, doesn't allow that many home runs. His ISO power numbers to lefties and righties are very low. They're above average for pitchers. And so, yeah, the Mets, they're going to struggle offensively again. And you just hope that Taijuan Walker has a good game, although he's been really inconsistent. So it's hard to really kind of figure out what he's up to. But, yeah, it's Giants or pass at this point.
Word on the street, Cohen going to put that team up for sale again in the offseason. Say, this ain't what I signed up for right now with these guys out here. Minnesota and Boston, 919, 920. Ober, who's actually been decent here lately, versus Pivetta. So we take a look at these numbers on the move, and I agree with these big line swings. Kyle, take a look at this. Minus 173 at Pinnacle as an opening number towards Boston being a favorite. That's down to 152. Here in New Jersey, FanDuel opened up at 190. You know where that sits right now? 166. Bet 365, 155. 10.5s across the board. The chance of getting offense, yes, but maybe just looking more as a live dog for the Twins in this one possibly.
100%. I like the Twins on the first 5 money line at plus 120 as well. Pivetta doesn't profile here. It's one of the higher weighted 3-year OPS is 819. And our boy, Bailey O'Bear, which that's what we're going to continue calling, 20 points lower has been actually pretty solid. I do think that this game is a good DFS game if you're playing FanDuel, DraftKings DFS. I think both teams have a really nice possibility of scoring here. Guys like Josh Donaldson, 3 career home runs and 12 at-bats off Nick Pivetta. His home run prop is absolutely live. And when you get over to Boston, look, Boston's lineup is starting to get healthier with Kyle Schwarber back. Those 1 through 5 hitters, it's kind of murder's row. It looks really, really good here. You got advantages of 44, 40, 22, 41, and 14%. I mean, the over 10.5 is absolutely live here. But more importantly, you're getting the better number. The Twins can hit Pivetta. The Red Sox can hit Ober. If you're in a bubble and we're sitting here doing a fantasy draft for the next couple of weeks and which pitcher you would rather have, I think I would take Bailey Ober over Nick Pivetta. So I'll give the slight edge here to the Twins. I think both lineups can score. It's a good game stack in DFS. This will be a fun one to watch as well. I'll lean the Twins and take that plus money.
All right, solo shot here by Yordan Alvarez. 2-1 now Astros in the bottom of the 4th inning with 1 out. Yep, so we'll see what happens in that one. Next game on the card, 921, 922, Texas and Cleveland. And no, we're not talking about a Jason, workout in the gym here with lats on the mound for Texas versus Plesac. This is come on. Let's take a look at trash baseball teams today, right? Lats is on the mound for Texas, and then you have some dude named Ellis for Baltimore. Just quit. It's okay. Like when the ball goes to the back of the end zone, you take a name. Like, you know what? I ain't even returning this. These baseball teams, man, just running out the string are amazing. Take a look at this game here, Jason, between Texas and Cleveland. 187 as a favorite towards Cleveland. That's going up. You take a look at Plesac as a 174 opening line number in New Jersey at FanDuel. Up to 210 now. 9s across the board. Lats don't look like he's getting the love here.
No, and Rosario, Ramirez, Reyes, and Clement all have high power numbers against the lefties. And we didn't mention, Lats, he is a lefty pitcher. Looking at his stats right now, it looks like in Double-A, he had a 5.68 or a 4.69 ERA, and then he went to Triple-A and had a 7 ERA in just 2 starts. So really hasn't been great in the minor leagues at all this season. And guys like Rosario, Ramirez, Reyes, Clement, like I was talking about, those 4 guys can really do damage against lefties when it comes to some power. Really, it's just the top of the lineup that can do damage. It's the middle of the lineup. Mercado, Kyle said, they can. Mercado's not a bad option. Zimmer, Miller, Hedges, not the best, but they're not bad. And going up against a left-handed pitcher like Lats, who hasn't even done well in the minors this season, it's enough for me to say, I like the Indians here. And the Rangers, their offense really isn't much. Martin, the only one the only lefty in the lineup that can do damage against righties. Plesac hasn't been great, though. 5.46 xFIP, striking out 17.6% of the batters. Also been really bad against righties. 290 ISO and 393 weighted OBA in the last 69 plate appearances. You'll probably see a bunch of righties in the lineup, but really Texas lineup just doesn't matter who they're facing. They're just not good, plain and simple. So, yeah, I would go with the Indians here.
There you go. The Indians with Plesac on the mound. Last game we'll talk about 909, 910 playoff atmosphere here. Cincinnati, Milwaukee. Again, Milwaukee pulling out a clutch victory yesterday. Castillo on the mound, and my dinger Tuesday came to a halt yesterday. And Avisail Garcia, his first at bat, got me up out of my chair, but a 394-foot fly out to center field. That was a sac fly as close as he would get. Did pick up a couple RBIs, but that ain't the name of the game. You got to leave the ballpark on Dinger Tuesday, so a little bit upsetting to me in that one, but the line is dropping here, Kyle. 175 opening favorite here offshore at Pinnacle for Milwaukee, now to 155 at New Jersey at 188, now sitting at 174, 7.5 across the board. Give me some quick looks on this game between the Brewers and the Reds.
Well, that Yordan Alvarez put my DFS lineup. It's a little 500-man contest. First place, $1,000. I'm in second place. I'm only 2.1 points back. I'm winning $400 off a $9 play. Let's go. I need some more of those Astros. I need Martin Maldonado to continue his success off Brady Singer for a 13 lifetime. So this game, interesting game. It's weird. If you would have told me a month and a half ago that I would like Luis Castillo more than I'd like Brandon Woodruff, I would have said you were crazy, right? I would have called myself crazy. But Castillo has been pitching better than Brandon Woodruff. He's actually been really good against Milwaukee, 4 straight starts of 30 fantasy points or more. When you go over to Brandon Woodruff, struggled against this Reds team. He does have a couple of 30s at 21 as well. I think the Reds are live dogs here. You are getting them at plus 120 on the money line in the first 5 innings. For me, I think the Reds lineup is better than that Brewers lineup. I think both pitchers are about equal, which is kind of an indictment right now on Brandon Woodruff at where he's at in his career and where Luis Castillo is. I'll take the Reds as a live underdog here. Their team total's a little bit live. They have the ability to hit this guy. Give me another underdog spot. Reds a good team. Get this win. Close it on that playoff spot. The Reds are a team I really want to see in the postseason. I like handicapping the Reds, and I like watching them play baseball.
All right, there we go. Let's clear the bases before we get out of here. On our Wednesday show, as half the week is already down, and as I would like to tell you guys, before you know it, it will be Monday morning, so I don't want to put a damper on that, but it is what it is here. But let's tell the people, good people out here, I should say, in the chat box, what we're digging on is a nice little recap for me. Giants team total over 3.5, minus 140 at BetMGM. Also, a Phillies team total over 2 at minus 136, sitting at PointsBet here. That is a first 5 innings wager, so need 3 runs to cash that ticket in here. And also my odds boost at Fox Bet. That is Ohtani, Harper, and Vladdy Jr. to at least get 1 base hit apiece. That's priced at plus 250, Jason. What do you have today?
So we're on the Phillies over 2.5 in the first half and the team total at plus 110 as a value play. The Angels over 2.5 in the first 5, team total at minus 125. Also a value play. And Ohtani to hit a home run and 6 strikeouts at plus 500 on DraftKings as an odds boost. And of course, the play of the day already lost. So I'm gonna cry until tomorrow, but we'll be back tomorrow with another play.
All right, there we go. Kyle, what do you got tonight? Let the good people know.
Okay, so on that value menu, we're going to go that Indians minus 0.5 in the first 5 at minus 135. Our play of the day is going to be the Nationals team total against the debuting Cabrera and that Marlins bullpen over 3.5 minus 135. I just think that's low against a debuting pitcher, especially in the Marlins organization and the rest of the arms you're going to see. I like that Marlins team total today as well. Our odds boost, Zach Wheeler, over 10 or more strikeouts, boosted up to plus 360. In that same vein, our prop of the day, you can get Zach Wheeler over 7.5, a couple strikeouts fewer, at minus 155. Our home run props today, I have 4. One of them, we just talked about, Yordan Alvarez was on this list. He hit that home run. That makes me very happy. I'm going to have a good little morning here. It's going to be a nice win. $10 to 400, maybe 1,000 here. We're sitting at the top. We're running away with this thing. I also have Josh Donaldson, Pete Alonso, and Jose Ramirez as well. Good luck tonight, everyone.
Wednesday Major League Baseball show is in the books. Let's cash in some of these tickets. We'll be back here on Thursday. And as soon as you know it, it will be Friday. And yeah, it will be payday on Friday because I know you guys have that focus as well in Major League Baseball, but also nice little college football Saturday as well to sort of whet those taste buds here. But thank you guys once again for joining us today. Great participation in the chat box. A lot of fun had by all. I'm Donnie Seymour along with Jason Radowitz and Kyle Provines. We're the sportsbookreview.com Major League Baseball team. This was your show for Wednesday. And as always, good luck on those wagers.